Coming home after a wonderful road win, the important thing for all of us is to be able to play the next play, like we tell our team. You can't remember and dwell on New Mexico, nor Vegas. We have a very good Air Force team coming in who believe they're going to win. And they are a good basketball team, well coached, and those of you who have watched in the past know that they are going to reduce the number of possessions. Had a graphic up on their most recent game. We average about 75 possessions a game. They average 63 possessions a game. So you do the math in terms of what percentage decrease we're going to have. So prioritizes take care of the ball, prioritizes being efficient, prioritizes being able to not get antsy and find ways to win, in all probability a close game. So that's the job description. We do feel good about ourselves having gone on the road and won, which is hard to do anywhere and doubly hard in the pit. But that's history, and we've got to now take care of home turf against, as I said before, a good Air Force team. Anything for me?
Coach, how can you build on that? How do you take that with you? You mentioned you can't dwell on it, but you certainly can use that as a foundation moving forward. Those two big wins.
When you win, you think you're going to win. So we've done a pretty good job of allowing success not to get to our heads, but to get to our heads. We've done a good job of not panicking for long stretches. And we got behind 10-0, as you know, in that most recent game. And we're able to bring in 3 subs, and all of a sudden they played better than the starters. And the starters got a chance to take a deep breath and come back and play more relaxed. So we've done a nice job of being able to help one another. But they've been pretty good at not getting too full of themselves, and we've got to make sure that that continues to happen. But nothing takes the place of winning. For you truly to believe you're going to find a way to win. And that's what we have to continue to do. But you accomplish that by how hard you work for us when we get out on that floor at 3:30.
Coach, how would you characterize Xavier's leadership style in terms like when he's on the court?
Xavier is someone that in a perfect world would be more vocal, be more demanding, be more a dictator on the court. He is a basketball player that makes plays. He knows how to play. We want him to have the ball, and our players know that we want him to have the ball to get things organized for us. So I think from the standpoint of what X does, when he's at his best, which has been a lot of the time, he plays the way he did against New Mexico. He's no different than the rest. When he gets a little bit tentative, uncertain, lacking the least bit of confidence, he can play like he did against Vegas in stretches where he had 6 turnovers. I say Vegas was because of the knee, still a residual of the knee, because he had played so well before he got hurt that he was trying to say, is my knee truly okay? And now he knows that it is. So he will not be as good as he was at New Mexico, but he's been a wonderful, wonderful next after DJ to run the show for us.
What kind of work ethic or personality did you see from him last year when he wasn't able to compete when he wasn't able to practice?
X has got a smile on his face all the time. X is appreciative of the fact that he's here. He went somewhere else, he wasn't happy for whatever reasons. And he's come here and he's been happy. And that is no small part has allowed him to grow as a player. But he worked very hard when he couldn't play. Worked hard at his ball skills, his point guard skills. Worked very hard at what people said he couldn't do shoot the ball. Worked very hard at being able to make decisions. So he's getting payback for that work that nobody saw other than he and some of the coaches and other players that he worked with.
Coach, with James Johnson, it's official now. What does he bring to your program as far as big man coming in next year?
We can now officially talk on James Johnson, who is our transfer from University of Virginia. He's on campus, and we finally got him fully admitted. He brings size, which everybody craves, athleticism, and I know he'll bring a great work ethic. We need to help him now do what X did, do what Xavier did, do what others have done who've come in here and been required to sit out for a period of time to get better. So it's his job, our job, to fit, to grow, to get better, but we're very excited to have him. I think he's going to be another in the line of transfers who have come in and made a mark for the Aztecs. So he's happy to be here, and we're very happy to have him.
He's mentioned that a big reason for him coming here was because of how you recruited him a couple years ago out of high school. How hard did you want him back in, I guess, 2010, and how much did it not get him?
He was a guy that came out of the woodwork, so to speak, and all of a sudden the whole world wanted him. So your head swims a little bit. We tried and we didn't get him, but we had the whole family in for an unofficial. Got the whole history on everybody, and then he opted to go someplace else. And until he left, we had minimal to no contact with any of them. But he knew who we were and vice versa. It wasn't like they had to tell us who he was and how he played. So we're excited to have him. And you sometimes recruit, don't get guys you think you should get, and all of a sudden you do get them.
Do you know the schedule for him? Will he be able to practice, I guess, today or this week or next week?
He won't practice today. Hopefully he'll practice when we return home from the Wyoming trip. We're going to have a practice during class time on Monday before we go to Wyoming, so he won't be able to practice then. But hopefully he'll have everything organized and be ready to go on Wednesday.
He'll be on your bench this weekend.
Hadn't even thought about that, but I guess he can be now, yes.
Coach, you talk about the difficulties of preparing for Air Force. Obviously a very different style from the first two teams you played.
Air Force is a hard prepare. I remember one year we had a week, maybe several times we've had that luxury of having them in the bye week, and it's always helpful. The more time you have, the better prepared you are for what they do offensively and defensively. They are a hard team to get ready for because even though you say we'll have our scout squad emulate, it's hard to emulate what they do and the speed that they do it with and how they do it. And I don't know that they even know for sure what they're doing with their matchup zone at times, but they make it hard for you. And they will make it hard for us. So we can't get over anxious. We can't take a lot of bad shots. We can't have a lot of turnovers.
What about this team gives you confidence that this team's been very good at preparing for opponents, different types of opponents? Is that pretty accurate?
I do believe that we've got a group that understand what they have to do to get ready for the next team. And we got up, came home relatively early from Albuquerque and practiced, met with them at 2:30, I believe, and got ourselves ready to practice at 3:30. And it was more a form and technique, mental practice, but it was we drilled, we did break down stuff on Air Force, and we'll do a little bit more of that today. And hopefully we will be ready to not give them a lot of easy looks.
Coach, when you have a team experiencing success like this, like they are, sharing the ball, good decision, taking care of it, is it particularly satisfying for a coach to see a team win that way? I mean, you're not just throwing waves of talent at them, 3, 4 different sets. Just the way they're going about it as a coach, does that make you feel good?
one, we've got talent. Two, even though some of them didn't get primetime minutes, they were foaming at the mouth to play last year and then play with more prominent roles. Now that they've got them, the pleasing thing is they've been able to deliver on what they thought they could do and what we thought and hoped that they could do. And it's been everybody, and it's never been quite the same as to how we did it. I mean, the last plays always stand out, but it's been more than the last plays. And we couldn't have done this without Tim Shelton being able to play. And he doesn't have much of a stat line, ever. James Rahan and the whole world critiqued Rahan. What's wrong? He doesn't have confidence. He should shoot, and he's not shooting. He's driving when he should shoot. In our two games, if I had to say one guy that was locked in on what we wanted to do at both ends of the floor, it's James Rahan. And I told him after Vegas just that. I said, you were so good defensively, I do think that helps your offense. Then, fast forward to New Mexico, he goes 20 minutes. And what? And what? Anybody? Doesn't take a shot. Doesn't get a shot in 20 minutes. Now, I can name a few guys on our team that would be out of their skin if they went 20 minutes without a shot. And when he just looked so relaxed. And then when he got back-to-back shots early in the second half, they looked so under control, nothing forced, nothing about time. And so I'm so proud of the way he delivered in both of those games, kind of different ways, but he was really focused in on. You watch that tape, and he did as good a job as we've had done defensively. He guarded Tony Snell. He did what we call our stunting and helping. He was so good, and he was what you hoped all of them would be. And he hasn't been that way the whole time. He knows it. And none of our kids have been as good as he was in that back-to-back stretch of two games. Anything else?
How can you contribute to the success on the road, too?
Well, we've got a group that were part of winning on the road a year ago, and we've been a program that's not shied away from playing good people and winning our share of important road/neutral games. And again, that also helps prepare you. Not a guy that played this year doesn't remember what DJ did last year as we won in the pit. And I think we've won at least 3 times in the last 5 years there in the pit, I think. So we've had some success on the road, and in particular some hard places to go and win. It's the good character people who are not going to panic when 15,000 are howling at you when you still haven't scored for 4 minutes.